The medical billing program will start. You'll get a little splash screen saying that it's best if you have 800 by 600 resolution as a minimum, and now the main menu appears. Now we're going to walk through the steps of adding patient data, putting a charge in, and putting a payment in. We're going to start the program, and then we're going to click on patient data. And our patient browse screen will come up. And remember from the previous lesson, we can click on the help button to get help. If I click on the insert button, I'm going to add a new patient. So I'm going to click insert. The patient demographic entry screen is going to come up. I'm going to enter a patient name, last name, first name, middle initial. Suffix would be, and if I linger with the mouse there, it will come up. Suffix is junior, senior, first, second, etc. And as I had typed, it filled out the last name, first name, middle initial. This screen is used to find all on the browse screen. The patient's sex will be, if you don't want to use the mouse, you can push the left arrow, it will go over to male, press the tab key, enter the patient address. If there's a apartment number, you can put that in. I live in Albuquerque. You can set up your cities that are in your locality right here, city and state, and then when you type in the first couple letters, it will pre-fill it for you. When I press tab, it'll put the New Mexico in, the zip code, phone number. I recommend not putting spaces or dashes, but you could. Social Security number, date of birth. Notice I didn't put any slashes or dashes in. If I press the tab key, it will format it correctly. This works for dates between 1938 forward. The provider would be, who would be the default provider for this patient? We only have one provider, but I can click on the down arrow and I can select my provider. Employer, again, there's a down arrow. I don't think I have any companies installed, but at this time I could add a company and I could say that this person works for Acme Trading. And you would complete the rest of the field, the address, city, state, zip. Click on OK. I'll select that one and it will put in that I work for Acme Trading. Had I put the phone number for Acme Trading, it would have put that in. Referring physician, and if you notice here at the bottom, this is called the status bar. It will put in what the complete name of the field. I'm on the reference physician, so it says reference physician's name. If I had a referring or reference, if I had referring physicians in the system, I could click on the down arrow. If there's not one there, I can add it at that time. I don't have any. And if it's a family practice, you probably don't need one. The facility field, some offices, some providers have multiple facilities. You might have an office in the case here in Albuquerque, you might have an Albuquerque office and a Rio Rancho office, and you want to track which facility the patient normally goes to. Contact, this will be an emergency contact. It doesn't matter what case you use, upper, lower, or proper, but you should be consistent. The special field would be any special information about this patient or about this account. if I press the tab key, I'm going to go to the next page, or I could click on next page. It's easier sometimes to use the keyboard. This will be the marital status. The information in the patient status on the 1500, HCFA 1500 form, there's only 3 possibilities: employed, full-time, or part-time student. You can create account types. Maybe you have a company that you give special rates to, or maybe you're doing a special study and you want to assign them to this account type. Recall date, this is a little date calendar lookup. Recall date is the date that you want to see them again. There's also a tickler file, which we're not going to get into, but you can use the recall date if you wish. The referral start date, if you're a primary care physician and you're referring a patient out to, let's say, an orthopedic surgeon, you may be telling them that their referral will start, and sometimes this information comes from the insurance carrier, but the referral start date is going to be January 1st. Again, I can call it the calendar. I can go forward a month. And let's make it January 4th. The first time that you can see this patient is January 4th. The cutoff date for this patient's referral may be February 26th. But you can only see that patient, let's say, 10 times in that period. Again, if you're a primary care physician, you won't be using this. If you're a physical therapy office, you may get a referral like this from the insurance carrier. Notice that the name is here so you can remember who you are. Sometimes it's who you're working on. Sometimes it's easy to get confused when you're answering the phone. Flag 1 and Flag 2 are whatever you want them to be. They're special flags. You may set up a Flag 1 to say this is a no bill and no insurance, meaning it might be a comp. You're going to handle this patient for free. You may want to mark your Medicaid patients, so we can put in that this is a Medicaid patient. Flag 2 calls up the same list. And I'm going to say, but we sent this person to collections. And this is a way that you can track on the main screen special information about the patient. Again, that if I press the tab key or the next page, it will take me to the billing information. Oftentimes, the billing name and the patient name are the same. But let's just say that this patient was underage. Well, odds are it's going to be someone in the family. So the bill, the statement, billing statement, not insurance, but billing statement is going to go to Ralph Parks. Maybe Ralph lives at a different address. If so, you fill it out. These boxes, print insurance and print statement, are used. It may be that you're never going to send a statement to Ralph. You're going to accept whatever the insurance pays. Maybe the person doesn't have insurance and you never want to print an insurance form. You would check that box. Charge table is used. You can have separate charges for different companies or different carriers. There are 3 charge tables, charge table 1, 2, 3. Then there's the default charge and a Medicare charge. If you're not going to use 1, 2, or 3, leave this blank. But if you're using charge table 1, put that in. Chart ID is used for some offices that store their charts by ID number. Maybe this chart ID is 2345A. That's the chart ID number. Body part is used more for orthopedic surgeons and physical therapists. You're primarily seeing this person, let's say, for shoulder. Bill message is when you print a statement for this patient, you can set up a unique bill message that's going to show up. And I'm going to show you, you get to add all these yourself. This might say, sorry, we have sent you to collection. Please contact our office. So whenever you print a statement for this person, you're going to get the collect message on his bill. Registration date is the date that you first saw them or they first came in to your office. Notice again, I don't have to put the slashes in. The score. Many times when someone comes in, the first thing you're going to have them do is fill out a registration form, and you're going to ask them on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling today? They might say, oh gee, probably a 5. Now the discharge date, and again for primary care you won't use this because you're going to be seeing the patient all the time.